Stephen, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here this evening. And I always enjoy coming to the CFI reception at Conservative Party conference. The hospitality that I have received from my Jewish friends here in the UK and from my Israeli friends in Israel has always moved me. Susie is here with me, and she will remember a unique privilege that I had one Friday evening to share a meal, an incredibly personal family time with Her Excellency Tzipi Hotovely, the Ambassador of Israel to the Court of St. James. And there are many, many people in the room for whom this is a very regular occurrence, and perhaps the special nature of that event, the intimacy, the beauty of that family moment is perhaps something that's lost on you because it is so familiar. And despite being a friend of Jews and the Jewish community for as long as I can remember, it was shortly before the 7th of October that for the first time I shared that unique experience with a Jewish family, an Israeli Jewish family. And it moved me enormously. I was shocked and surprised. I was fighting back the tears. But I then went on with my life, carried on as we all did, until, as Stephen said, something unique and brutal happened. And I've been in the foreign sector. I've had phone calls waking me up in the middle of the night to bring to my attention events around the world. As Stephen highlighted, when I got even the initial reporting that came from our representatives, both diplomatic and intelligence, coming from Israel's border with Gaza, despite everything that I had experienced previously as Foreign Secretary, I was shocked once again. And shortly after getting that reporting, I once again went to visit Ambassador Hotovely. We spoke about the brutality of what happened, and she said, "James, you need to go to Israel." And I turned to my officials and I said, "I need to go to Israel." And of course, cautious creatures that the civil service are, they said, Foreign Secretary, it may be worthwhile allowing the situation to become more clear before we have a better understanding. Perhaps we should delay this for a little while. And I said, make arrangements now. And only a couple of days later, I was in Israel. I was down in a village, visited a house where a family had been held at gunpoint for hours. I saw the blood still on the walls and the floor because of the conflict that happened. I met a family whose son was one of the border guards who'd been snatched and taken into Gaza. They had no idea whether he was alive or whether he was dead. There are families here with us today whose loved ones have been murdered or whose fate is still unknown. I never thought I would have to deal with something as horrific and as painful as that. And I had the privilege of having a meeting with President Herzog, and I said to him, "Mr. President, you know that you have our support in your time of need." And he said to me something deeply prescient. He said, "James, everyone is friends with us today, but soon we will have to respond to what has happened. And the question is who will remain friends with us when we take action." So let me finish by saying this. No friendship is completely unqualified. But when a friend has experienced something as brutal as the atrocities of the 7th of October, you stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Ambiguity gets put to one side. Solidarity comes to the fore. And you should know that in the defense of democracy, in defense of your democracy and in the attempt to recover your people, you will enjoy my personal support, the support of the Conservative Party, and whilst I have any influence in the House of Commons, I will demand that the government continues to support it.